Hey, hi everybody, welcome to Acting from All Angles. Today we're going to be talking about tools. But first let me introduce myself. My name is Julianne Lichty Stratton. I'm the creator of Actors in Action, professional act training, where we empower the passionate actor with the craft and skills to have a serious acting career. And we actually won't be talking about drills so much or other things, but we're going to be talking about actors' tools. But the reason I brought this up is because for those of you that are following me, you know that I've been renovating my studio that I took over in July, and I've been doing a lot of the work myself. I did a lot of the framing, I did some wiring, I had electricians and people helping me, but I did a lot of it myself, quite handy. And right now I'm doing drywalling. Well, I did drywall. I had some drywallers come in and they drywalled and they were amazing. So now I'm mudding and taping. This is the audition room we're in. It's going to be fabulous. Sorry about the squeaking. So this is the audition room. I'm mudding and taping it, and then we're going to paint it, and then it's going to be ready for people to come in and do some self-taping, which will be really exciting. But one thing I really learned, which was so cool while I was doing this, is I learned that the job is much easier if you have the right tools. If you have the right tools, then it's not going to be as frustrating. If you have the wrong tools, if you're using the wrong tools or using a dull tool, you're not going to be able to really have the success that you want. And that is true for anything, I think. So like this drill, I was drilling a ton of stuff. I would pre-drill my screw holes because I wasn't strong enough just to do it on my own. This drill would get dull after a while, and it'd be really hard to screw in those, to make those holes. And so I'd have to replace it with a sharp, fresh drill. And then also in drywalling, I was using this to patch up the nails, and it was really cumbersome. What I really needed to use was this. And I had like 5 of these somewhere, but I couldn't find them all. I couldn't find any of them, so I had to go buy one. And once I started using this, patching up the holes became so much easier because they're just little holes and you just, oh, there's some green glue on me from the acoustic taping. Okay, all right, so how, of course, does this relate to acting? Naturally, we're going to talk about acting tools and making them really sharp and really effective. So we're going to talk about 3 tools today, plus one mystery tool. Well, it's not a mystery, but one extra tool. We're going to talk about your headshots, your resume, and your demo reel. And then fourthly, we're going to touch on my favorite thing that I'm obsessed about lately. I don't know who knows what it is, but it's memorization. And we're going to talk about this fantastic new technique that I've stumbled upon for memorization, which is mind-blowing. I'm just going to touch on that. So stay tuned. All right, so we're going to talk about our headshots. Headshots. If you have the proper kind of headshot, you're going to have a lot more success with it. It's going to be a lot more effective. So your headshots need to look like you. We've all heard that. They need to look like you, not the most glammed up version of you. You don't want to have a ton of makeup on. You don't want to have like really harsh lighting or anything. Like, it's not a glamour shot. It's not anything like that. It's you on your good day. You, okay? So people need to be able to recognize you when you come into the room from your headshot. They don't need to go, wait a minute, I thought we were getting a blonde. So we want to do that. Now, how you're going to do that, there's lots of different ways. You need to get a really good headshot photographer. Headshot photographers are a breed of their own type. So if you know somebody who's really good at wedding photos, they probably are not going to be able to take a great headshot. Headshot photographers have worked specifically in that genre, shall we say, and they know what they're doing to capture you. They're capturing the essence of you. In fact, I should have a headshot photographer come in and talk to you guys about, that's a great idea, about what they do, how they get the actor. They're doing a portrait of you. They're doing the essence of you is what they're trying to get. You want to get some emotional connection going on. You want it to be about a moment in your headshot. So you can like bring in music. You can bring in personalizations that make you really connect to yourself. So you want to have a great headshot. You do not want to have a headshot that's outdated, So if you're an adult, you probably want to get your headshots done every 2 years at least, unless you have a huge change in appearance, like I cut all my hair off, so I had to get new headshots, or if you gain weight or you lose weight, or I don't know, you get a nose job or whatever. Tattoos, or you remove your tattoos, you want to make sure you keep those current, all right? But a headshot is your calling card. They see it and it should like spark in them something and like, wow, I want to call that person in, okay? So if you have old icky headshots, toss them out the window. Toss them out the window. Okay, the next thing, let's talk about resumes. So your resume, I'm surprised at this. I see a lot of resumes that are kind of junky and cluttery. They don't have a good format. They don't have anything that's really, that it just kind of looks cluttery and messy. So you want to make sure that your headshot, that your resume has a good format, that all the font is the same, that everything is spelled correctly. That's really huge. And if you have a lot of credits and you can't fit them all on your resume, don't let it look cluttery. Just pull things like the most important things, the things that really you're proud of, the things that highlight your work, put that in. I actually have a template for resumes, which I forgot to pull up the link to that. So I'm going to do that in a second, but this is a Word document. You can just download it, pop your information in, and it's going to give you this really nice little resume that's very neat and tidy. So also, you know, we don't really bring in our headshots and resumes so much more anymore. When you do, make sure they're stapled and trimmed so they look good, okay? But if we're sending them in, you want to make sure they're labeled properly. So put your name and what it is. So Julianne Lichty, headshot. Don't put like document 87, don't do that. Have it be very clear. Same thing with your resume. Julianne Lichty, resume, actor resume, whatever you want to say. And send those out so people can look at them and go, oh, okay, that's Julianne's. Okay, great, we'll put those together. Instead of like, oh, that's a great shot, but I have no idea who that is. I don't know. Or keeping them look the documents looking junky. Okay, so there's that. All right, demo reels. Let's move on to demo reels. Demo reels are becoming more and more and more important, right? More important. So on Actors Access, if you're submitting for anything, they like you to send your demo as well. And a lot of times too, agents will submit your demo. The project manager for it will ask, hey, can you also send their demo? So you need to have a great demo. And I was actually listening to one of our local casting directors talk about this the other day. And he was saying that demos in LA are getting shorter and shorter, usually 30 seconds to a minute nowadays. And what you want is boom, you acting right off the bat. You don't want your name and your phone number or your agent and their phone number. And oh, we've got some Russian guy who's joined. Hi, dos svidaniya. It's the only Russian I know. And borscht. Hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Anyway, so you want to have your reel, boom, right the first second is you acting, doing something amazing. So take your best shot and put that first. Put that first. You also don't need to have famous people in your reel. You don't need to. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe you're acting across Meryl Streep. That's kind of cool. But at that point, you probably don't need a reel or a resume or anything else. But they don't care about Meryl Streep in your reel. They might go, oh, that's cool. They work, but what they're trying to do, they're busy. They got things to do. They just want to see you and if you can act. Okay, so boom, get right in there. At the end, you can put your name and your agency and your number, your contact information, and that's fine. That's fine. You can do that. So, but make your reel really, really kick, really punch. So nowadays, we have such a short attention span that they can tell. They can tell within 5 seconds if you can act. So do that. Okay, cool. We're going to talk about the bonus thing now, which is memorization. Okay, so you guys know that I'm obsessed with memorization techniques, right? That's what I talk about. I was actually rewatching my very first Facebook Live a year ago, or more than a year ago, and I was talking about, what do you know, memorization. And it was a technique that works okay. So you know, when I went to acting school, they never taught us memorization techniques, which is silly. It's stupid. Every actor should know a memorization technique that works great. So the last few years, I've been really trying to find some good memorization techniques. And I have a bunch of them, and they all work pretty well, but they take a lot of work, and it just wasn't great. So I've now stumbled onto this new memorization technique that is insanely amazing. And just boom, I can take a scene, like a normal audition scene, a page and a half, and I can have it memorized in like 10 minutes now. Where before it used to take me like, I'm embarrassed to say, like 3 hours of repeating. So this technique is so exciting because I'm teaching it to all my students, and we've only been doing it for a couple of weeks now, but it is making a huge difference. I'm requiring everybody to come to my class completely off book with their scenes and with their one-line mock auditions, because now they can do it. And it's amazing because you all know you can't act without knowing your lines. You can't do it. So, you know what, I forgot, because I got so excited, I forgot to put in the link for something else about headshots. Let's pop back to headshots really quickly. Headshots also, there's trends, there's people are like, this is how they're doing headshots right now. It's just, you know, right here, it's 3/4, it's full body, it's outside, it's color, it's black and white. So this is a really cool website called reproductions.com. It is a place where they reproduce headshots, but they also have a link to the top headshot photographers in the nation, in the United States. They have an East Coast and a West Coast. So you can go on there, and if you want to find a headshot photographer, that's where you can look if you're in those areas. And also, you can see what the trend is, what they're doing. What are people wearing? How are people posing? Is it 3/4? Is it what are we doing with it? So this is a really fun thing. It's also fun to watch, like if you want to know what to wear to auditions or commercials, go look and see what people are wearing there. Okay, so one other thing we are going to be doing in my intermediate class, we're going to be doing a headshot lesson, I guess you could call it. So we're going to work next week we're going to work on how to be in front of the camera, how to move, how to position yourself, how to get a great headshot, like listen to music, have stuff going on emotionally, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be the photographer, so these probably won't be like brilliant headshots, but I'm a decent photographer, and it'll just be for them to really, you know, learn how to use the camera, learn how to get a good angle, learn how to really allow yourself to come out and create moments when you're doing a headshot, which I think will be really helpful. And I'm going to be recording it, and I'm going to make it into a YouTube video. So stay tuned for that. Very exciting. And I do owe you that template for resumes, which I will get. I will post it. Also, oh, yes, so the memorization technique, I know you're dying to know what it is. And the thing is, it's so good, I can't teach it to you unless, I can only teach it to my students because it's so amazing. So if you're interested in working with us at AIA, I'm going to just put this little link here to my website that's going to talk about how you can do that. I have classes here in Salt Lake and Utah Valley in Utah, but I also teach online. I do a lot of one-on-one coaching, and I don't really call it coaching, I do acting lessons. I teach you how to act. And so if you want to find out about that fantastic memorization technique that will change your life and is revolutionizing AIA, go ahead and check it out. Check it out. Okay, guys, I have gone on, but I hope this was helpful for you. Just remember, if you don't have the right tool, it's going to be so much harder. But if you have the right tool, easy peasy breezy. And that's the hugest thing that I learned with this. It's like if something was really hard for me to do, it meant I wasn't using the right tool, or I was using a dull tool that needs to be sharpened. So get your tools on. All right, guys, thank you so much. You know I adore you all, and I hope this helps. Have a great, fantastic weekend.